Fellas, I need you all to write something weird. The worst thing that a story can be is boring. And if you do put a little weirdness into your novel, there is no way that it can be boring. I want to talk about the novel I wrote and published a couple months ago, and a book a friend of mine is writing that also has some weirdness that really stood out. First, in my work, Follow the Gleam, in summation, it is a there and back fantasy story. But a few things happen along the way that make it not so straightforward. One of the most notable occurrences is The Wake. Chapter 5, which is the longest chapter of the book, is almost entirely dedicated to a new character introduced in said chapter and their wake after their untimely death. Many people on an initial read may wonder why this is even in the book, as it is almost definitionally a side quest, and more astute observers may realize that the characters are acting out the 19th century ballad Finnegan's Wake. So why is this over 100-year-old song integrated into the book? Is it there to catch the reader's attention? Well, yeah. Is it there to experiment with the writing style? Also yes. But most importantly, it is a novel way of incorporating the whole arc of the story into a single chapter. Chapter 5, The Wake, is a microcosm of the whole story. So we can see the main character's arc all condensed over the course of a few scenes to not only prime the reader for the ending, but also reiterate the themes and lessons I want to impart upon the reader, so when they read it at the very end of the novel, it is more likely to stick. It may appear to be that side quest at first, but in actuality, it is the most important part of the book. The second side quest I want to discuss is something a friend of mine wrote. In the middle of his fantasy story, he goes off on the seemingly random tangent of a married man who really likes this game, but the servers are shutting down. So in this dreadful situation, what is a man to do? He buys the game. I'm not talking about like he buys a copy of the game. No, he buys all the servers and the intellectual property of said game, which I thought was not only hilarious, but a rather novel way of developing a character, since it turns out that this random story was the backstory for the main villain. He could have given this man any amount of cookie-cutter villainous backstories, but decided to go with something strange. And because of that, it is one of my favorite parts of the book, and certainly one of the most memorable. So that's all I have to say today. When you're writing your book, I want you to do this. Include something weird. Forget how tangential it may seem. If that weirdness serves the main story and makes it better, put it in there. And if you've already got some strangeness in your storyline, let me know what you put in down below. So that's all for this week. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and join to the Jersey side. I will see you all next Wednesday at 5.